Good evening to all curling fans. We're in Lethbridge, Canada for the World Mixed Doubles Curling Championship 2017. All the action is taking place in the ATB Centre this week, and one of the more exciting matchups are waiting for us tonight. Reigning champions Russia take on Switzerland. My name is Sander Ulvåg and I'm joined by Lethbridge curling princess Kaylin Virtue. Good evening.
Good evening, Sander.
We'll take a look at the standings in Group E. Switzerland at the top with 2 wins. Russia also picking up a win so far. Spain and Slovenia both at 1 and 1. Together with Slovakia, also 1 loss and 1 win. Romania and New Zealand make up the rest of Group E, which has only the 7 teams. For Switzerland today, Martin Rios is the male. Jenny Perret alongside him, and the coach, Laurence Bidon.
Our Russian lineup is the male player, Alexander Krushelnitsky, the female, Anastasia Brizgalova, and coach, Vasily Gudin.
Maybe you can take us through some of the mixed doubles rules as well.
Yeah, definitely. There are a few differences from your typical curling game. First being that there's only 1 male and 1 female player per team. There's always 1 pre-position stone per team per end, with each team throwing 5 stones per end. Games are 8 ends and 22 minutes of thinking time. 1 player throws stones 1 and 5, the other throwing the middle 3. Players can switch positions between ends. There's no takeouts allowed until the 4th thrown stone of the end, and there's 1 power play option per team per game when they have hammer, and I'm sure we'll get to explain that a little bit more in detail during the game.
I think so too, and I think it's really pretty much set for a game start here. Players just having their final preparations, final practice lines. Of course, both teams having that 9-minute practice before coming into the game, and we'll see Switzerland picking up the last one advantage with the best draw shot challenge. Switzerland will be playing the red stones, Russia throws the yellow. And it will be Alexander Krushelnitsky to throw the first draw of the game. He's playing stones number 1 and 5. And the question, Kaylin, is where would you like this first draw to end up?
I think every team plays this a little bit differently, but now that the rock has been moved back a little bit, it used to be right behind the button, we see teams now throwing it anywhere from top 4 to all the way to the frozen to that back rock. I think that's the ideal spot for this first stone. Anything higher can kind of end up being a guard for the other team.
And I assume the line is also quite important here. Try and get it right on the center line.
Yeah, definitely. It's a precise shot.
So that comes right down to the face of the red stone.
Yeah, and that's always good too, because it's shrinking the scoring zone for the team with hammer.
We'll have our first look at Jenny Perret playing the lead rock and 5th rock for Switzerland. 25-year-old has been teaming up with Martin Rios for a couple of years. They make a great mixed doubles curling team.
Calling him on the whole way here. Looks like the line's a bit tight, but he's got it by.
Yeah, just tapping up a little bit. Is that a good thing to wiggle up the stones, maybe free up the yellow?
I think so. It's always nice to not have a log jam at the back of the rings there, especially in the 4-foot.
Now we'll see Anastasia Brizgalova throwing the middle rocks for Russia.
Another really strong team, obviously winning the whole championship last year in Karlstad.
Yeah, I'm not sure if they were favorites coming into the World Championship last year, but they were really convincing. Well, although this shot maybe not as convincing. Over curling, crashing on the guard, but spins the shooter into the house.
It's definitely not the result she was looking for, I don't think, but let's see what they can get away with here. bit surprised they're playing this out turn.
Yeah, thinking there's maybe a whole more room on the in-turn side.
I do think so, and if you're ever a little bit light, at least you're leaving it kind of in the area that I think Russia might take next turn.
Martin Rios, 35 years old. He's actually represented both Spain and Switzerland on the international curling scene, having played the European Curling Championship on 2 occasions for Spain. And this one doesn't quite get there in terms of line.
Had to go a little bit wider on that shot than you normally do.
Можешь здесь пробить. Прямой. Какой прямой? Прямо толкнуть. Нет. Давай выбьем тогда это пока.
If Russia can ever make a good freeze here, it's going to be hard for Switzerland to get it out of the house.
Как? Ну, это где-то 5 пока что. Хорошо, шире просто нельзя, иначе свой вытащишь. Борт. Борт.
My Russian is not very good.
You did spend some time in Russia, though.
I did, yeah. Sochi.
World Mixed Doubles, Sochi. Didn't pick up enough glossary.
No. I don't even think I know how to say hello anymore.
Привет.
That's a tough language.
Well, we've been hearing more and more of it in the curling world. Russia's one of the biggest curling nations, actually, in terms of players. It's really expanding, and they've been doing well. Put a lot of money into the sport up towards the Olympics in Sochi in 2014, and they don't seem to have let off the gas after either, producing many good curling players.
I don't think that's what Martin was looking for there. I think he wanted to stick around and be third or fourth shot.
Нет, не нравится тэп, не нравится. Да.
This Russian team, they focus primarily on the mixed doubles. I think that's benefiting them in the long run.
Да фриз пока! Фриз!
Прямой, свип! Свип! Да-да-да-да-да-да! Бежать!
That's a really nice shot she made there.
Ja, ich würde Selfie. Oder willst du schneller?
Da ist nicht.
Man stößt einfach, wenn man nicht... Ja, sie sind einfach Schutzecken, wenn wir schnell spielen. Wir schauen, dass der nicht da.
Freeze machen.
Ja, ist auch gut.
Hier.
Ja, dann machen wir einfach fast nie mit zwei.
Ja, ich bin froh, wenn einer macht.
Okay.
I'm not great at Swiss either. But I think he's neglecting to maybe just play a little tap here. Looked like they were lining up a big weight shot, and then they've decided to switch it up. I like this call. It's smart play. Maybe line something up for the next one.
Oh, wow. Long. Hinten auch.
Well, no need.
Nein, kommt runter. Kommt
No need to understand Swiss German to understand the weight call from Martin Rios.
Freeze.
It is up.
Seems to be coming down though. Trying to hold the line here. Oh, tap. Still lying shot stone.
Ideally, I think he wanted to move that just a little bit further to try and line something up for the last stone.
Может, она свой таким же образом. Чего ты боишься? Так что они сделают? Возьмут 2. Но сделать хорошо, она может вот так еще сделать. И отдать 2. Правильно?
Well, right now the easiest shot for 2 here is probably the draw.
Что тэп не нравится, да?
We'll see if Russia might try and just take that away from them.
Хорошо, давай.
Keeping Switzerland to 1 here is obviously a good outcome for Russia.
Как-то она и привести
На степ не
второй
станет
может.
лучше.
Надо пошире чуть-чуть.
Тэп
да.
не встанет лучше у нас, если мы будем делать. И
Им
может
второй
встать под
будет
удар
сложно.
все.
Им там второй просто
It's always a good mentality to have.
Ну, не
Keep
знаю,
the
смотри,
team
мы
to
поставим
1 when
удар.
they have hammer and get 2 when you have it. They'll usually win.
Главное это все дело тоже открытым не оставить.
Doesn't always work out that way though.
No, unfortunately.
Сколько единицу делал?
And that's usually everyone's game plan, so
0,5.
Закрутил сильно.
Well,
Пока
see
подождать.
what the plan is here. If it's just a straight guard or if they're trying to come into the house.
Вали.
I did not see him
Отлично. Вали.
make the call, but it looks like they might be coming in and kind of guarding.
Сип. Воу,
Straight
сип,
guard,
сип.
you're right.
Воу, воу.
Окей.
Well, definitely leaves the draw for 2.
Виси, можно.
Что?
Not sure
Да, хорошо.
what Switzerland had playing onto the redstone top 4. They're thinking maybe they could have. They were afraid they could play a big hit, maybe squeeze the elves out,
Spitz button ist gut.
maybe get 3.
Ja.
So playing it safe, throwing a guard.
Ja.
Still pretty tough draw for 2.
Ja. 4:2.
Yeah, she has to cover the button, basically.
Last stone of the first end here, Jenny Perry.
Take a sweat.
These players throwing 1 and 5 get pretty good at throwing this draw to the button, though.
Big sweep from Martin Rios here early on. Trying to hold it. Making a big move here.
It's a lot of curl.
A little too much, and now have moved up the yellow, but not far enough for a steal. It will be the single point for Switzerland. So, interesting first end here between 2 of the better teams in the competition. 1 for Switzerland, and Russia will have hammer for the second end.
Drang ist gut.
The second end is underway here. Switzerland playing Russia. And the last session for the day.
Martin sweeping early and all the way down the sheet again.
Drauf.
That's the thing with all this curl, is harder on the sweepers.
This time over curling a tad. Doesn't quite line them up.
Поднять. Вау. Что с весом?
Побольше.
Куда идет, Настя?
Больше.
Нормальный свип нужен будет. Свип.
Вес сдох.
Свип. И тэп обязательно свип.
Just lost that just a tiny bit over curls. Slips in behind the tee.
Yeah, that's kind of one of those shots where you can see how important the communication is when there's only two of you out there. The weight was great, so I think she just needed to be on that a little bit sooner, and they would have been right on the nose.
Richtige squat. Wat zie je?
Nee, nee, nee.
Veelblad.
Oh.
He's calling this one up weight again.
Ik ben als veelblad.
Nee.
Het komt er.
Nee, Jenny.
Hij komt.
Ja, det må jeg også.
Finds the pocket.
It's not terrible how it ended up right in front of that red one there.
Со скольки ты делаешь?
Я делаю с 10. С 8 делай и бэк. Ну, такой 90. 4 за. Смотри, чтобы не перевалил. Он в С сильно очень валит. Вес надо.
Не добавила.
10.
Воу, вес есть! Воу! Свип!
Это
Свип!
приз.
Свип! Свип! Дай до конца! Свип до конца! Воу! Да, свип.
A bit of an over curl again here.
Yeah, it was a bit of a missed weight call by Krushelnitsky there initially, calling that back 12.
Det var det utpassen. Der avspilt. Kent det bedre råd å gå, gal?
Some hard curl here. We haven't seen too many rocks under curl so far. Not on that side of the sheet anyway.
Looks like this curl is pretty consistent throughout the entire arena as well. Lots of curl all over.
Zie me?
Oh, immediately long.
And he's hanging back here again. Usually I find myself doing that when I think it's either too light or too heavy.
Curle.
Are ik curlet?
Zet de net.
Looks like it's coming in quite nicely.
Yeah, big curl in the end once again. And kind of rolls off a little bit. So still a bit of a pocket there as we take a look at the coach for Team Switzerland, Laurence Bidot. She played lead at the Olympic Games in Salt Lake City, 2002, silver medalist for Lucia Ebneter on that team. Miriam Ott as well, playing third.
Да.
Выкинула
94. Личный вес будет.
Свип!
Смотри линию.
Воу! 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 Воу!
Тэп.
Валить! Давай, давай, вали, вали! Еще! Да, вали!
They held that one in a good spot there.
There's the coach for Team Russia, Vasily Gudin. I've seen him quite a few times over the years. Been coaching the men's at the Olympics, World Championship. He's been at the juniors, Winter University Games, pretty much everything.
Yeah, he's seen a lot of curling, that's for sure.
He was also the coach last year when they picked up that gold medal.
That was quite exciting for them. Team Switzerland here taking the opposite turn that they've been playing all in. That's always tricky to do, but looks like a good result.
Yeah, very nice. Finds the pocket there.
Ну, как бы,
That could be tough to remove.
не знаю уже, что делать.
Aber gelb ist schon tipp.
This is the typical mixed doubles end with everything in the forefoot,
Сюда надо.
almost every rock.
Можно острее попасть вот сюда.
Я
Как можно
понимаю, но
острее.
тут,
Я понимаю, что там тут очень хорошо валит.
А вес?
Борт.
I think the call here from Russia is to try and come off their own Yellowstone to the left of the forefoot.
Что?
Хак.
Try and roll in, maybe punch that stone just thrown by Martin Rios sideways a little bit.
Настя, ты его бортом не вытолкнешь, потому что ты туда не подвалишься бортом.
Pretty hard to move that rock.
Главное гард сейчас не развести еще.
I think the main objective here is to get your rock in a place where it's a nuisance for Switzerland to deal with on the next shot.
Это борт. Борт.
Воу, воу, воу. Валить.
Mixed doubles, obviously with only the 5 rocks thrown, you don't have a lot of time for the setup shots that you do in a regular curling game.
This is going to stay high, not getting to the inside there. Oh, this could be crucial.
Not happy with that one.
Der ist schon. Ich würde jetzt das spielen.
Ik ook. Ja, ik meen, ik ga daar niet naar de stoos.
Nein, aber das
You
Gut
might
ist
see
auch gut.
Switzerland play a little tap up here.
Das Gut
Could be
ist
sitting
auch okay,
3.
finde ich. Ich weiss nicht, ob sie wirklich einen haben. Sie können auf den Gel mit reinwickeln. Wenn du den ein bisschen bumpst, ist gut. Kannst du die andere Seite garden.
Nee, is goed.
Jenny,
Is goed.
können die Seite garden? Ich glaube, das ist gut.
Ja, zie meer shot.
Wir sind schon ziemlich sicher.
Nee, nee. Is goed. Also, was zou ik? Zo,
Nee, 43.
Warte, oder der Teppen wäre auch geil.
met strijd.
Ja, aber ja,
I think right now the easiest shot for Russia is probably to
das ist beides gut.
play the in off the wide yellow and try and punch that Yellowstone sideways into the button.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
So if Jenny Perry can come down on the in turn, just tap that stone up to cover the pin.
Gut Länge innen
And
lang.
Russia might not even have a shot to score.
Lang, hä?
Achtung, zie!
Falling heavy, but now really making a break. Need to come past the guard here. They will.
Big sweep.
Gets onto the nose here, taps it up.
Gut.
Right on the pin.
Did they leave an in-turn for Russia? I don't think so.
I think this rock is pretty much in jail. I'm not sure if you want to play that in off now either, because it might just,
Hit your own yellow out.
yeah. I wouldn't be too surprised if we'll see Russia just throw this one away.
Gut.
Yeah, the way it was set up, it's they're lucky that they may only give up one here.
Пробрось камень.
Что там?
Yeah, if that
Что там?
curls an inch less, Switzerland would be tapping up that Yellowstone back of the button. Might be lying 2 or 3. And we will see Krushelnitsky just throw this one away. Don't want to take too much of a risk there.
Это чуть-чуть.
And pretty sure that's still one for Switzerland. Martin Rios taking a little look.
Я спокойно с тобой делаю.
Might see a measure for 2. Jenny Perry with the younger eyes having a closer look.
One for sure. And I think it's just one. Yeah, one. Okay.
And Martin Rios says that's only the one. Russia agrees.
Gut, Jenny.
And with that,
Bitte so.
Switzerland is up by 2 after 2 ends of play.
Welche
And
Hand?
Russia needs to do some work.
Welche Hand? Out.
Alsjeblieft. Richting is goed. Richting is super.
Jenny Perry will kick off the third end.
Doe het maar verder.
Switzerland stealing one in the second. They're up by 2. Russia
Richting is goed.
still to hit the scoreboard, but they will hammer once again as Perry puts this neatly onto the face of the yellow and the back 4.
Muss man reden, aber ich muss wischen. Das ist schwierig.
Always makes it hard on the other team when you make that first shot.
We saw Becca Hamilton for Team USA make that pretty much every end. In the previous session, it was a
Отлично,
huge
легко всегда.
nuisance.
Вес внимательно очень.
For Team England.
Что это? Тэп? Свип. 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 Oh.
And again, Krushelnitsky just wanting to tap up the back yellow, try and free up the red stone. Pretty good shot there.
That's a great shot. It lines it up nicely to miss that back yellow one if they ever want to advance it through the rings.
Yeah, just angling that stone away from their back yellow.
Those take a lot of precision as well because you can't remove the stones from play. So playing that tap takes a lot of skill.
84% so far.
Eraan blijven.
2 wins on the board for the Swiss.
Wat zien we?
Gut.
No surprise
the
there, I
bait.
don't think.
Achtung, het schoon.
Nein, kommt runter.
Tja. Tja. Vast. Vast. Bitte.
Slight over curl, but I think that turned out pretty good. He's had to sweep a few already
Угол
this
главное
game.
сделать хороший.
Well, I think that's good because we've seen some teams not really having to sweep at all,
На 8 мало.
kind of overthrowing a lot of rocks.
Валится.
I think you'd much rather bring the sweeper into play. And you know, it's not the busiest week for the teams here. Most of them are playing a game a day. I think Switzerland was the only team to play 2 games yesterday.
Yeah, and I think Sweden may be the only one to play 2 today.
Yep.
Played earlier today. So yeah, 1 game a day that makes for a lot of downtime.
Which means you should be sweeping crazy when you're first on the ice, I think.
Oh.
Yeah, you should have the energy to do so.
Отлично.
It's a tiny tap.
Hier, doe maar freeze.
Höher ist auch gut, oder?
Ja. Richting is goed.
Well, we mentioned how Russia is reigning world champions. But Martin Rios himself picking up a gold medal at this discipline back in 2012 in Erzurum, Turkey, with another teammate, Nadine Lehmann.
Yeah, the experience in this game definitely is an asset. Learn something every game, seems.
Yeah, I think you probably read the situations a little quicker too. It's easier to make the calls.
Yeah, and learning when you're in trouble, when you need to get out of the trouble with only the 5 stones.
And there's not that much time either, I think. A lot of teams have been running the clocks down and made a few panicked calls in the end.
Yeah, 22 minutes is not a lot of time. You do have your timeouts.
Uh-oh. I think that's
Well,
purposefully though, to get the game going. You don't want, you want a fast-paced, exciting game here.
Yeah, I think mixed doubles is definitely designed for that.
Весом можешь делать бэклайн. Если что, смотри, будет валиться хорошо. Вот так сделать.
Но это все равно остро.
Я понимаю, что это остро. Если будет валиться, можешь и... Нет, так плохо будет.
I think they're throwing a big weight shot here. Try and clear something off the forefoot. I like this call because I don't really see how they're going to get in there for...
Самый кончик. Куда-то точно надо попасть, Настя. Куда-то точно надо попасть.
Бэк?
Да, бэк. Можно ближе к хаку. Бэк.
Looks like a
Angle tap, maybe.
yeah, backline weight. Trying to tap that top red. Maybe onto that red stone to the left of the forefoot.
Oh, they're angling their own yellow in.
Ah, really? They will do that. Didn't maybe come off the way they were hoping.
Это понятно.
Мимо шел. Фриско себя ведет, да?
The call is already made for the Swiss. Out turn draw.
Again, just putting this rock in a spot where it's hard for Russia to get it out.
Владимир!
Gut!
Richtige Suppe! Ja, zieh! Zieh richtig! Fast!
Ist gut, ist gut.
Weiter, zieh
Ist
ihn weiter!
gut!
Zieh ihn weiter!
I'm not sure if that picked maybe, or it's just light.
I was just saying it was short.
Opportunity here for Russia.
Het zijn minuten.
Huh?
Het zijn minuten.
Was heisst, wir haben nichts mehr?
Ja, jetzt hat er hier den Doppel.
Yeah, see if Russia could make that draw around that stone just thrown by Rios, get to the inside of the second shot and sit 2.
Was hättest du gezogen? Ich
Pretty
habe nicht
snug.
gesehen, dass er so lang ist.
Ja, einfach nur gezogen, dass er wenigstens...
If you could ever just nibble the button.
Jenny, nach dem Breaking.
Or even maybe just tap it on the nose, might be sitting 3. Definitely lots of curl on the ice, so most shots very available for the players.
93. Наверное, мало будет веса.
Wow, Lilia! Wow, Lilia! Wow!
Приедается очень.
Валить!
This will curl. It always looks wide, and then it swoops in there at the end.
Yeah, but not quite enough for Briskolova. Taps it onto the back yellow. Russia still lying shot though.
Guard.
She had really great weight there.
Gaat het daar, daar niet?
Maybe just a touch too much ice. Obviously, when they don't have a broom to aim at in the house, it's a little bit tricky too.
Zie je met daar dat tappen?
Das ist für 2.
Настя,
Das ist nur für 2, ja?
первый раз кидали, 93.
Und das ist ein hoher Risikostein.
Two people doing the job of what 4 normally do makes it interesting out there.
Ja.
Aber ich glaube, der Rot, wenn er da irgendwie da drauf kommt, geht der Rot hinten weg. Kann ich jetzt
Also, wir müssen eine Entscheidung treffen.
Geht.
Auf welcher Seite ist die Frage?
Da, oder?
Yes.
Okay, ist gut.
You do have to be careful here because if Russia can
Aber
ever
da, wenn er genug
slash the one on the left side of the forefoot there into these 2, 3 reds at the back there, there could be a shot for multiples.
I think right now that's a fairly straightforward shot for 2 for Russia. They have the tap up on the outturn side or the left-hand side. They can also play the skinny slash on their shots done onto the red for 2. Switzerland's going to take away the easiest one here, which would be the outturn, and leave them the slash, I think. Just throwing the guard here.
2, 3.
I think especially in mixed doubles, you don't mind leaving a tricky shot for 2 for your opponent. And giving up 2 is not the end of the world.
No, you don't want to see those big ends, 4s and 5s go up on the board.
No need to take unnecessary risk. This guard just barely creeping over the hog line.
That's a good spot for it. They can't use that yellow now.
Quite a lot of curl though. Maybe come and
Tap it back.
yeah, catch a quarter of it with back ring weight, but
Yeah, with that guard being so high, it makes it a little bit easier, I guess. But I think they're
Ja, er ist sicher da.
electing to go with the in turn.
Das würde mich überraschen.
I did not see the call.
yep, does look like the in-turn here for Krushelnitsky. Last on, third end. A sideways tap, really, to score 2. Russia is not on the scoreboard yet. Lying one here. Need to make contact with their own. They do, and it's good enough.
Well, it was a great shot.
It's there for 2. Krushelnitsky didn't think he had it, I think. Sounded a little bit upset, but it was there.
Definitely, it was a great shot. Just enough.
Well, Switzerland left the toughest shot, but still made by Krushelnitsky, and it's a tied game after 3 ends, 2 each for Russia and the Swiss. It's a tied ball game here in the ATB Centre in Lethbridge, Canada. We have some beautiful ice conditions for the mixed doubles curling. As we see, Russia placed her first stone, half frozen on the back red.
Seeing both teams coming right down to that back one on their first shot.
Yeah, we haven't seen a first throw go top 4, top button yet. It's always been coming down onto the back rock. Seems to be on purpose.
Yeah, I think it's defensive to do that.
And now Switzerland wanting to tap up and
Good.
loosen up that yellow. Jenny Perry does that well.
I think Russia will try to do the same
Хороший,
here.
наш
Good
вверх.
so.
Huh?
Das ist nicht gut.
It's very much about tapping your opponent's stones in behind the tee and trying to keep your shooter on top of tee.
Yeah. Lining up those angles.
С 8 буду делать.
Давай, как делал, как везла постановку. «91».
О, может быть, много, Саш. О,
Нет,
линия.
хороший вес.
Свип! Оу, оу, оу! Оу,
Чуть больше,
вали!
больше.
Вали! Да, давай, давай. Свип, нормальный, нормальный. О, вали, 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 вали.
Oh, looking really nice here from Brizgalova. Nice tap, stays right on the center line.
That's a great shot. A sigh of relief there. And now they'll play the run back.
It's muy heißer. Ja,
Nice me
ja.
go.
Yeah, not liking how this is setting up in the forfeit.
Now this is the sort of call that takes the experience. Some new teams may still try and play a tap in there. But I agree with this call. This opens things up.
Теп! Оу.
A little high for line here. Oh, very close.
Just feathering that very back one.
Настя, 25-й.
Я- Сюда это фигура. Две.
Да, давай. Добавь в конце.
So is this just the straight guard from Russia, you think?
25.
I think so. Putting it right back where it was.
Добавила. Пока много линии.
The guards aren't always that easy to throw out there.
No.
So much curl on the ice, and if you ever show a sliver, you know your opponent can come around and make a play.
Yeah, you don't want that rock too high when there's so much curl on the ice, but it's tricky to put it exactly where you want it when you have no one holding the broom and one sweeper.
Можем ли? Ja.
Find some good line here, but comes fairly tight to the rings. Should make this run back a little easier for Martin Rios.
I think he seems to like these two.
If he ever catches this a little on the left-hand side, though, it might run that shot stone down onto the red backing.
He does have to be a bit careful here.
Whoa.
Tendency on this, obviously, to overthrow it.
That's a very good attempt once more.
It's a little bit unfortunate that he jammed that one right in the top of the forefoot. That's going to be hard for them to work with.
Well, the good thing is they have left a shooter up there, so they could be running in the red stone on the next one.
Yes, that's always nice to run your own back.
Let's see what Russia feels like doing here. I think they're just throwing another guard, get the double guard on, and
Дырка
I think
большая.
so.
maybe try and get a steal.
Не, опасная, вдруг я в центр попаду.
Нет, ты можешь ошибаться в этот гард.
И он потом пробьет.
Don't think you want to come too close.
Мне очень нравится.
Ладно, опасно. Давай.
Leave Switzerland with the double run.
Чуть меньше.
Чуть-чуть центральную перевалить. Это вес чуть побольше,
Не
чем тот.
добавила.
Добавила?
Нет. О,
Alexander taking a split time on these, so he'll relay the
25.
times to
Не
Пятый.
надо валить!
Четвертый.
Не надо!
4.
teammate on the next shot.
Пятый.
And this looks really
По-прежнему не надо
close.
валить.
Чуть-чуть. Нет, все.
Хорош, супер. Сюда только поближе.
Yeah, very good.
Валила
Yeah, it
очень.
overcurled a bit, but it didn't leave the
Не знаю, правильно ли мы
Swiss
сделали.
rock open enough to
Казалось, надо
hit
было
it
с
back
ошибкой в
into
этот гард
everything.
играть, вот дабл, и все.
I think you'll see Rios play the
Это тоже немножко
slash on the guards.
побезопаснее.
Но если он сейчас такой
Try and run
сделает,
that red guard back onto the yellow.
Что он раскрывает?
но он бьет вот так.
So play the double on the guards, open things up. Big bonus would be to catch a shot stone. If you ever stick it as well.
Russia's looking like at 3 in the 4-foot.
Might have to play the freeze in the back too.
Воу.
But first this needs to be made. Maybe a little wider on this one. Doesn't make contact with the second red, so pretty much the same situation here for Russia.
Как бы это
See if they're happy to just throw the guard again.
Het is immer einer für drei.
мне точно не нравится, потому что она точно будет бить через него. Понимаешь?
Het is immer einer für drei.
Да. Чтоб везли.
Oder drauf für eins.
So this is when the communication is
Со
key.
скольки ты делала?
Сейчас с 8. И он повалился. Можешь
They
делать
saw the
шире,
same
и
shot
чуть
come down here
доваливать, и
twice
всё.
now, so they've got
Или
some
пробить.
good information to go off of to make this one.
С ошибкой в этот гард. Пусть через центральный бьет.
Might force Jenny Perry to play the angled run
У нас здесь
on the wide guard.
Отлично. Что делаем?
Везем гард, все.
If you ever just touch it, you at least get your 2.
Yeah. It'll be interesting to see if that's the call or if they'll just play the draw for their single. First discard needs to be made by Krushelnitsky.
Воу, линия. Линий много очень. Только не прифризуй, пожалуйста, чтобы там драк стоял.
And it's looking pretty
Вали,
good.
вали, вали. И до конца вали. Еще вали, еще вали, еще вали, еще,
Don't
еще,
wanna
до
leave
полной остановки,
a,
вали, еще.
Block here.
That's a great shot, though.
Yeah, that works out. And now the Swiss will have a look at that angled run back.
Слушай, хватит.
I don't mind the angle run.
Сейчас ты чего
Zwei
говоришь?
Drittel.
If you make it, you get your 2. If you don't, you're only giving up
Ich meine, 3
1.
Viertel ist perfekt.
Yes. If you call the draw here, you miss it.
Same situation.
You're going to hate yourself for not going for the run and
Yeah.
have the bigger prize. And there's no higher risk here. They're only facing the one either way. Unless you somehow double off your back reds, but I think that'd be hard to do
Twee zand die offen aus.
without jamming on the yellow.
Saftig.
Die Länge, die du willst, ist egal.
Tough shot here.
Ist gut am Steg.
Für 8 schon, für 9.
Just catching the wide red guard just off nose.
Yeah, and you'll often see teams, when they're throwing these big weight shots, have someone holding the broom. So this is interesting to see this. And it's close.
Oh,
Great
there
shot.
we go. All unfortunate to jam on the back one, but I think they're going to be pretty happy to score 2 here. Great shot by Jenny Perry. Wow.
21.
That was great.
2 red.
And with that, Switzerland will lead the game 4 shots to 2 after 4 ends of play. That means we're at the halftime point, and teams will head off for a tiny break. So will we. We'll be back with highlights and the rest of the game. Stay tuned. Now let's go back to that second end.
Just leave a tap, huh?
Whole bunch of mess in the forefoot. It's Jenny Perry on the in-turn. It's her last shot of the end. It's really setting up for steal, and you would see Russia just throw their last one through.
Я спокойно с тобой общаюсь.
So still a 1 for Switzerland. And after scoring that single in the first end, they're up by 2.
Lily hand.
And the third end, Russia lying 1, but that wouldn't suffice. Alexander Krichelnitsky makes this really nice side tap, scores 2, ties up the game after 3 ends of play.
Oj, sorry.
And the fourth end, Russia throws a guard, thinking, oh, we got the force locked in, but no, Jenny Perry shows off. Run back, sticks it for 2. Great shot there, and Swiss will be up on the Russians by 2 points as we now head back into the 5th end of the game. As we'll take a tiny look at the stats here, you'll see Russia outplaying Switzerland by quite some bit. But in mixed doubles curling, I mean, so it's only a centimetre or 2 here and there makes a huge difference. Not really always displayed in the stats, because Switzerland is up by 2.
Richtig super. Ja, Tia! Tia-Linie!
Jenny Perry looking for the draw.
Fast!
Martin Rios having to work this one pretty hard.
Weiter! Weiter, weiter, weiter.
Well, this will stop top 4. And that's a spot I've seen quite some teams place it on purpose.
Yeah, that's always second option. I think anywhere from that spot exactly all the way to the back one, you'll see that lots.
Enjoying a good game so far. Alexander Krichelnitsky.
Вес.
Мне кажется, фриз.
Свип. О,
Есть вес.
о. Сейчас вес.
Тэп.
О, много линий. Много линий. Вали. Быстрей. Wow.
This one though, just coming up a little bit heavy. Sliding off that red.
Ja, we gaan naar de kale bits, ja. Just groggies.
Bit of a pocket here.
Richtige
In de
Squad.
8.
Wo sind wir?
Obviously not able to remove any stones from play yet.
Dranbleiben!
Immer noch hinter noch.
Wow. Achtung! Tia! Tia! Tia fest! Fest!
Nice little tap and roll.
Yeah, that's a great shot.
Again, keeping those red stones in front of the tee line, pushing the Russian stones back a tee. Making it so much harder for Russia to remove the
Прямо
reds.
между ними надо попасть.
It'll be hard to get those back yellows into scoring position.
Не взял вес.
Sweep! 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 Da, 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 da! Praise me! Sweep! Praise yours! Da, 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 da! Sweep!
Big sweep here.
Oof, I'm just going to tickle the guard. The shooter runs by everything. Ooh, this could spell trouble now for Russia. Pretty good setup already for the Swiss, and we'll get to throw another one in there.
Yeah, if he gets this one in here in a good spot, it's going to be all sorts of trouble for Russia.
And I feel like maybe this is one of the situations where maybe rather leave it short top 12 than to come up heavy and tap your reds around.
Yeah, I agree, and I'm surprised that they actually didn't kind of talk more about that before he threw.
Crashing on the guard would not be an option, and this is moving big time, and it's all over the guard.
That's a missed opportunity.
Yeah, it wasn't even really close. That was overcurling by a mile.
Jenny, kann man damals nicht dort stehen?
And again, I just think the tolerance there would be, if anything, just keep it half open.
Yeah, even a guard really would have been better.
Борт.
Lots of talk from
Да,
the Russian
между
team
ними, грубо
here.
говоря. Он не уйдет в дырку там. Просто растолкает наш.
Even when she's throwing.
They've spent a little bit of time, the Russians. A little over 9 minutes left on the clock, where 11 minutes would be half their time. So needing to think about that just a little bit too.
Настя, ну чуть-чуть побольше информации. Тру один.
Yeah, they've definitely had some complicated situations that they've had to think about, and that eats up the time. But Switzerland only with 1 minute more than them, 10 or no, 10 on the clock.
Technical timeout here, I think, is called.
Yeah.
Not sure what happened.
Just the game umpire.
Looking for the umpire. Trying to figure.
One went out, one of those.
Ja, gemiddeld net zeker.
Is it the back rock they're thinking about?
Right?
If that jammed or if it was just stopped by a foot
A
or something?
foot, I think, is what they're looking at.
Yeah, I'm not sure myself. Well, it couldn't be stopped by a rock because obviously that rock would have been outside
Did this one?
the field of play,
Yeah. Pardon me?
or outside or the back line anyway.
I stopped one, but I don't know if it was that one or.
Nee, dat is daar waar vorne is aangekomen. Hier.
Aha.
In the
Then
video
I think it would
replay.
have gone out.
There we go, let's see here.
I stopped one. But... Okay, I don't care. Nun.
Я тоже не знаю. Я ничего не останавливаю.
Yeah.
Я там был, как я мог остановить?
Right, bit of a weird situation there.
He definitely stopped it with his foot.
Yeah, just a normal reaction, just kind of catching the stones, and then
Я не знаю, честно говоря.
I guess
Может, и я просто.
he lost track of it somehow, and
Will you go out?
but the umpire's done the right thing here, comes on,
Right or not? I stopped.
being quite observant, saying no, that's supposed to be taken off, and they do, so no problems there.
Squad!
Yo.
Yeah, I think the rule though is that Russia could actually say that could have stopped if they wanted to.
Yeah, I think that would be a little bit tough to do though.
Yeah, I don't think we'd see many people do that.
Oh, great shot there through the hole for Martin Rios. Switzerland 9-3.
He doesn't look too happy with that, but that was a fantastic shot.
No, I know.
I guess he was maybe hoping to get that second yellow as well, perhaps.
Als het tijd is,
Steed
is
тоже
het
подойдет.
is gewoon een kaart van,
убрать
staan we niet in een kaart.
Ja, sicher einen abgehauen. Das Hure durch den Mund. Sorry.
Double takeout.
Can they ever move all three here? Catch the nose. Red onto the second one, onto that one. There you go, triple takeout. Anastasia Brizgalova. Real nice shot there. Not only the touch shot, but the up-weight shot just as accurate here.
Чуть полегче, да, стало сразу?
Exactly what she wanted.
Wowee.
That was a pistol. Seen a couple now from the girls out there.
Well, there's a reason why she's throwing stones 2, 3, and 4.
What are you saying?
I'm just saying, sometimes you think you put the guy in the middle to throw those type of shots, but no need. You have Brizgalova on your team. Jenny Perry looking for a hit and roll.
Perfect hit and roll here.
Pretty good.
It'll be tricky for Shelnitsky to get that out of there and sit for 2.
Yeah, shot stone. Probably sees all of it on the outturn side. Like you said, doesn't have too much room for error to make it.
Can't overcurl because you're going to jam on your back yellow, so.
Yeah, and if you don't catch enough, you might roll out.
Ну, в смысле, ролл нам нужен маленький.
So just hair high here. Maybe hack weights or so. That should be good enough.
Борт как пойдет? На край желтого мне выйдет.
A beautiful triple from Brizgalova to set this up for them. They would love to capitalize on it. Last stone, 5th end. Alexander Krushelnitsky with that tough touch shot here. Just stay an inch off of nose. This is now starting to really bend, and the jam will be on, and that's going to stick around for a steal. Just kind of lost it.
Brizgalova not happy about that one. Those are the sorts of shots that are pretty disappointing when you have an opportunity to tie the game up and then you end up giving the other team one.
Yeah, tough luck there. And with another point for the Swiss, they're up 5 shots to 2 after 5 ends of play.
Your stone should be in the house, right? Okay. The other way around, I guess.
Yeah, so just setting up the stones here, the pre-positioned stones.
Sorry for that.
Yeah, just put the wrong color in the wrong place. That happens sometimes. It's easy to get confused. No problem, so I'll just switch them back, and
Okay for you?
it will be the Russian stone in the house. But what I'm noticing, Kaylin, is the stones are not on the center line anymore.
No, yeah, this is that power play we were talking about at the rules of the game earlier today. The team with hammer decides that they want to use their power play, obviously to draw the play from the center. Their rock is touching the tee line, above the tee line, directly behind the other team's halfway corner guard. So not an ideal situation for the team without hammer, obviously. And that shot is not what they were hoping for.
No, you can see Jenny Perry throwing quite a lot of rotation there. We've seen that a couple times today. I think it's just a slight bit frosty out in the wing. So much curl on the ice as well, so they throw that extra rotation, try and keep it straight. But it really died on them there. They've left 2 corner guards for Russia to use. They could come around here and set up for a big end. We haven't seen the power play work out for too many teams as of yet, at least the games I've seen personally.
Yeah, It's a tricky situation. Usually we use it when we want to score one in the 8th end.
Yeah, more as a defensive thing and try and secure the point. Although I have seen that tech shot being made several times though, so
Yeah.
might be different. Other scores, Kaylin?
Yeah, so Sweden's up 13-1 on Poland. New Zealand up 13-4 over Romania. Hungary and Latvia in a bit of a battle here in the 6th end. Latvia up 4-3. Israel is down 3 points to Australia, 6-3.
Yeah, thank you for that, Kaylin.
Got some good games out there.
Oh, I believe actually the Romania-New Zealand game has come to an end actually. So New Zealand picking up a win there.
Oh.
In 6 ends.
And here we see, I think Martin's getting tricked again on the center line because he hasn't thrown many of these yet. Obviously, during the game, everything's coming towards the center. Now he's going away from it.
And you can see Krushelnitsky trying to sweep this out of play because Martin Rios wouldn't be allowed to remove that from play.
It's just nibbling that back line.
Yeah. That's actually not a bad shot in the end. Puts that back there, rolls the shooter to the forefoot. But if that went another half foot further, it would actually be put back where it was. And the shooter, stone on the forefoot, would be taken out of play.
You'll see Russia just ignore that stone for now, though, and keep going around that double corner guard.
Yeah, just loading up the wing here. Pretty good draw.
It's a nice, great line on that. Perfectly buried, it looks like.
Yeah, good to keep that top house. Never come too deep. Switzerland just plays the freeze.
End would be over.
And the run back is called by Switzerland. Martin Rios has been very close with the run backs. He's made contact twice. Was a hair off on the 3rd attempt.
Even a double peel here isn't the end of the world for them.
Don't want to, yeah, definitely don't want to catch this high and peel your own stone in the forefoot. Just in between everything.
Yeah, the pro side miss there would have been hitting it on the other side. Rolling the other way and getting both of your guards off with their yellows.
Yeah, could have even made rolled the shooter in front of your own shot stone, maybe?
Yes, exactly.
Something. Timeout called by Russia. Looking to maybe think this thoroughly through and figure out the best way to score 2 or 3.
Все открыто, блин.
Vasily Gudin, team coach for Russia, will make his way down.
Ну, точно. Гард. Второй привезут.
Лучше бить.
Следующим. Сейчас гард, следующим
Сейчас
бить.
гард, да. Ну что, он будет пытаться разбивать. Потом у нее останется удар. Пока у него, если вы ему оставите этот удар, он у него, скорее всего, попадет. Там, если вы просто стей пробьете...
А если фриз туда?
Фриз туда он эти 2 просто выбьет. Он же понимает, что сколько ему надо.
Фриз. И можно будет потом, если он эти снимет, туда завести.
Я за гард.
Он гард поставит потом и все.
Он уже, да, да.
Следующим бить?
Да, уже, да, потом. Не, а потом уже, там уже все.
Гард какой?
Да?
Да, это очень близко, мне кажется.
Да нет, это не очень близко. Ваш будет гард. Ваш. Чуть-чуть туда.
Мне кажется, лучше повыше.
Спокойно.
Повыше, чтобы, если что.
Тогда у него может быть атака какая-нибудь косая. Вот здесь вот где-то щетку держишь нормально. Давай, успокойся, все хорошо. Давай.
Well, it definitely seemed like the guard was the call from the very start. It seemed like they were
Смотри, линии чуть запасом
only
возьми,
really
да, чтобы он не
discussing how
перевалил.
tight they want to bring to the house.
Там открыто поверх,
Well,
бить не закрыть.
seems like they're going to put it somewhere
Хорошо, нам нужно...
alongside the red ones.
Вести туда.
Слышишь меня?
А,
Не, ну это
Yeah,
супер
maybe
вообще.
just kind of half tuck it around that other red one. Make
Пятый, четвертый.
the peel harder.
The good part now is the Gardner will be up there, will be yellow. So if
Yeah.
Switzerland wants to play the same run back, they'll be running in a Russian stone.
Валит, очень валит.
Что делаем?
Подержать. Воу, все,
Пятый.
поднять, поднять.
Что это,
No
перевал?
real panic here. It looks pretty good.
В линии чуть-чуть побольше.
It's a good shot.
Больше.
Did it overcurl a tad? Rios
it
looking
did.
to get to the yellows directly here.
Was muss ich treffen für den Doppel?
Yeah, those guards
Open door.
are tricky because
Nein,
if
nicht
you're
open door.
sweeping that, you're actually carrying it further, not just
Ja,
holding the
was
line.
nasa?
So
Ha?
Nee,
that always
halt an
makes
mir.
that much harder.
Well, from this point of view, you can see that that Yellowstone is fairly exposed.
Меньше сквацу.
Martin can make a good one here. Russia's going to be
Сменьш.
battling to get their one.
I think they were thinking about maybe just playing the slash double, but this would be the more controlled weight.
Meer is gleich.
Just a hit and roll.
That's ist gut.
Doesn't take much time in the hack there.
Zieh ab. Zieh ab.
Just make the call and throw.
Well, might be a good thing for mixed
Sind wir
doubles
drauf?
to not have too long a pre-shot routine.
Achtung, der
Definitely
Zweigtal.
save some time on the clock.
Sit.
Not a bad shot there, but he would have obviously liked to stick around for second shot and make Russia's shot here harder.
I was thinking one of the Canadian coaches that are here, Jeff Stoughton,
У нее последний остался.
if we're going to have his pre-shot routine for every throw, that'd be a problem.
Два хотя бы. Давай свои.
Sliding down, you know, off the ice, behind the bumper, come back, corn broom, sweeping all around, and then get ready. Takes a while.
Yeah, you'd need a little bit more time on that clock, definitely.
I think if Jeff Stoughton was going to play mixed doubles, he would have to adjust that a little bit.
Yeah, well, he has played, actually. I think he must have had to switch it up.
And slide with the broom, probably not a corn broom.
Yeah, I think he left the corn broom up at the hog line, grabbed it after he let the rock go. You see lots of that from the Manitoba players.
Okay.
Sweep. Sweep.
Точно?
Sweep.
We'll play the hit here now, Russia. Pretty good. Nose hit.
Pretty good.
Вопросов, Саша.
Leaves those yellows
Говори
very
всем
level.
всегда.
No
Ты
double
молчишь
for
и не знаешь,
Switzerland.
что делать. Что мимо идет.
And if they try the roll, they might jam on their own red back there. Give Russia an opportunity.
Свип, а полдороги молчишь потом. Как мне понимать?
Я же не кричала, оу, значит свип.
So yeah, they were considering making the hit and roll in behind that yellow on the wing. Very tough shot to make, but
If they make it, it's pretty good.
yeah. And they're thinking that, well, if you just make the whole nose hit,
It's only two.
yeah, and an 8-foot draw wouldn't be necessarily much an easier shot than the nose hit, so might as well go for it. At least roll somewhere else. And
Yeah, you can't risk giving up three by throwing a draw or anything.
even if you just roll this a couple of feet over, at least you're leaving Russia throwing in a different spot.
Got a little tight here, I think, out of her hand. Sweeping it automatically. And that was close to jamming that.
Yeah, no harm done, I think. At least she went for it.
She did. Big roll.
Okay. You'll see many players just end up with a nose hit there. Being a little cautious. So it is the draw for two here. Last stone of the sixth in for Alexander Krushelnitsky. So We might just see a multiple score here with the power play.
Легче.
One of the first ones we've seen, I think.
Yeah,
Что ж такое-то?
on our TV games anyway.
Big sweep here to get this one there. Got to be biting the 8-foot, and they will do it.
Yeah, not the safest draw we've seen, but good enough for 2 here for Team Russia as they will close up the scoreline a little bit. We're trailing by 3, now only by the 1. Switzerland still up by 1, 5-4 after 6 ends of play. Welcome back to the ATB Center. It's back-to-back power play action here in the World Mixed Doubles Curling Championship. Switzerland taking on Russia. And it is the Swiss to use their power play here in the 7th end. They're up by 1, looking to make sure at least they get to use their power play.
Yeah, with the last hammer, you kind of have to use it now
Легко.
if you want to.
Воу, вес.
Yeah,
Линия внимания
this
нет.
way at least you can try
Yes,
and make
куда
sure
идет?
they score
Очень много, да?
Да,
a
пока.
point
Все, оставь.
or even
Сам до
2
конца.
coming into the last end.
Только валить, Настя, только валить.
Tick shot not called by Russia. They'll just play the freeze here.
Yeah, I think because they're thinking they need to
Очень в конце
steal
сильно свалил. Думал, вообще
in this
мимо.
situation.
Очень
That's
в
a pretty
конце
good
сильно
call.
свалил. Думал, мимо
I think
всё.
that that's eliminating a big end being scored by Switzerland.
If you want to steal, could you also throw a center guard, perhaps?
Definitely.
Top 4.
Ich würde
We've
Centerline,
seen
ne?
different
Benutzt
approaches.
Dolly.
I agree. Automatically, though, that this team is going to
Ja,
be coming
oder
around
ein bisschen weniger, wenn wir angehen,
that
können wir
corner
auch.
guard and ignoring your rock completely.
Gut.
Either way, you're going to need a couple misses, I think, in order to steal.
Я все
If you could just maybe hold Switzerland to 1 as well. They're 2 down with a hammer. Coming home. Not too bad.
Getting a 2 is definitely not out of the question in mixed doubles.
Martin Rios just over curling there. Pushes the Yellowstone out in the open, but rolls all too far. Exposes the second shot. Another freeze attempt will be called by Russia. Try and eliminate those red stones by welding one on there.
Добавь. 0,6.
Добавила.
Technically, 2 very good players, the Russians.
Надо вес.
Свип, линия.
Look very steady coming at the hack.
Вес есть. 8 футов. 8 футов.
Pretty good sweepers.
Настя, линию
Yeah,
не
two
смотришь.
very fit players.
Свип, свип, свип.
And this is a great shot by Brizgalova.
That's great.
Een bisschen Tap und reinrollen. Nein, auf diesen Geld. Der Rot ist uns nur im Weg. Und für auf das Scoreboard hast du wirklich genug Platz. Also, ist das gleiche Eis, wie du hast?
Nee, een beetje mee.
Warum?
We wat reinrollen.
Rios here trying to tap this one back.
Is er drauf?
Just kind of jiggle things around a little bit so they're not completely frozen. And that will work out quite well. I think the main thing for Switzerland is that they score here.
Да невозможно.
Stay.
Да.
Not too happy.
Нет, возможно, в принципе, со своим.
Кто?
Возможно, со своим, говорю.
It's not exactly what they called, but
Зачем?
works out well that they removed at least one
Нам
of
это не
those
надо, да,
Russian stones from
единственное.
shot.
Большой рольчик попробую, если...
Куда? Сюда?
Russia are lying second and third though. So nose hit here. They'll be lying 3.
Пусть 3. 3 камня лучше, чем 2. Тут валит Настя.
Нет, нет!
No real danger for Switzerland to get one though, with the 4-foot completely open.
О, сви!
Again, using that power play as kind of a defensive mode and making sure you get your one.
Well, as long as things are in the open, they'll probably be thinking to
Timeout.
try and get a deuce going. They'll call a timeout here, try and think things over,
Ich denke, wir müssen jetzt eben da raus.
try and figure out the best way to generate 2 points.
Yeah, they're in a bit of a
Ja, dat vind ik
sticky
oké.
situation to get more than one right now, definitely.
Yeah, when everything's open and there's no guards, it's also hard to hide your stones and put them in tricky spots for your opponent. Nothing to really freeze onto.
Also, bis jetzt hast du zum Scoreboard gekostet voll 8.
Ja, aber ich mache nicht gegen 4
Could play the corner freeze around the corner again, sit for second shot.
Ich sehe einen vor.
Yeah, if you're looking to try and generate that 2, could always freeze that one on the 4-foot as well. Just tap it back a couple inches.
Ich würde jetzt nicht
Laurence Bidot
Ich würde
comes
nicht
on
springen,
to give her advice.
Ich würde den auch.
Es ist langsam ein bisschen viel
Weil
gelb.
langsam sind ein bisschen viel gelb, oder?
Ja.
Wir sollten
Sicher einen machen.
eine sicher. Gut, da haben wir noch Platz. Aber ich würde probieren, 2 zu machen.
Ja, wenn wir 2 machen, müssen wir freezen. Also
schon,
der Hit and
weil
Roll
ich
ist schon so.
Ja.
Ist jetzt sehr defensiv. Oder der Hannentappen.
Teppen finde ich gut.
Hit and Roll ist nicht für zum 2 machen.
Ich würde den Teppen.
Aber da sind immer noch sehr viele gelbe rum.
Also, Hit and
Ja,
Roll. Ist gut, Hit and Roll. Bring
Willst
nichts,
du
Laura.
ja. Ich würde eigentlich ich würde einfach
Teppen ist
probieren,
okay
2 zu
für mich.
Nein,
schreiben.
ist gut, komm. Ist gut,
Ist gut.
Bringt nichts, wenn sie schießen.
Okay.
I suppose German's not all that good, but it did sound like Bidot liked the
Du
attack.
willst schon über die Mitte spielen?
But Martin Rios
Ich weiss
seems to
nicht.
be very clear that he wanted to play the hit and roll in the end. So that is the call. Maybe just thinking he wants to at least make sure the 8-foot is open. Make sure there's
Wie schnell?
as much room as possible for the last draw. Might come down to just a draw for the single here for Switzerland.
Achtung! Oh!
The main thing is that they score. Don't give up a steal.
Wow!
A little bit wide
Simon?
here.
Ja, hou. Rood te veel.
Was?
Ja, rood te veel.
Oh, Russia. Well lied to.
Пусть везет. Мы темп сделаем.
That was a hit where you'd like to see it stick around,
Ну или 4
not roll
фута.
away.
Ну, у него
Take your
все, что
time just
туда
to make
идет,
sure that
все
your
лучше
shot rock
встает.
at the
Она
end of
не
it.
повезет фриз.
Вот
Потому что
сюда.
ей надо будет центр раскрывать. Она не повезет фриз. Это что такое?
Чуть-чуть с этой стороны надо. Теперь
Мне
если
нравится
сюда,
чуть
то
с
у
этой
него
стороны.
все сюда.
Мне не нравится чуть с этой стороны, потому что они тогда смогут вот так сыграть. За вот это чуть-чуть с этой стороны твой.
А с этой стороны они сделают ролл, у них все лучше встанет.
Да,
Если я чуть ниже сделаю.
да. Вот так вот я тебе предлагаю. Вот.
Да, с какой стой?
Да. Нужно в гард. Не в гард плохо. Хотя.
Не, он повезет тогда за него.
Повезет, да.
Но если привезет, то тогда все.
Смотри, ну блин, это лучше, чем ты привезешь 4 фута, потому что они сыграют ролл. У них останется лучше, нам будет его не достать. С ошибкой в гард лучше даже.
0.
Что-то вялая очень. 17.
I believe the call was to put this around top 8 on the center line. Big sweep from both players here. I really want to leave a guard for Switzerland. This one will just slip into the 8-foot. Good sweep there.
Yeah, great sweep.
And Russia lies 3.
Nice.
Jetzt kann ich ja überall anrollen und bin besser als beide.
Ist okay?
Also, das vorige hast du nicht tappen und jetzt...
Ja, ich finde den Roll nicht so einfach. Also der kann gut oben durch.
Yeah, look at that.
Ja,
Ist okay.
Quite the sweep.
der shot.
And that's that side where you're kind of pulling yourself along.
It's okay.
Normally, people that sweep without a gripper on will go on the
It's
side
just
that
the
there's
wind.
sliders on, so that foot is forward first. So it's a
That's
little bit
good for you.
awkward doing that. Mixed doubles, you don't have time to grab your gripper, obviously, so you've got to just kind of make it work. Everyone's got their own technique. Some heavy breathing back there. That was a big sweep.
Yeah. As we now see Switzerland, I think they're calling a hit and roll off the top one. Could have been cheeky and just come around that rock and try and set up for 2, but I guess the main objective here is just trying to keep the front open so the draw is as easy as possible.
Yeah, Jenny needs a shot, so I think this is a good call.
And we're hoping to roll that onto the top yellow there and just kind of stick it on the corner for shot stone. Tough shot to make, but would have been great.
Или сюда и привести.
Hoping to maybe at least catch the back yellow and
Любой ролл.
Ich kann ja überall drauf, muss nicht shot.
make it a little easier for Jenny Perry. She's probably going to have to face 3 here.
Yeah, you never like to see that, but I'm sure she's done it before. Things happen.
Может быть, 4 вот в эту сторону.
If they can put this rock in that same spot again, it's going to be tough.
Давай начало дома, ладно.
Yeah, you can put it in the same spot, top 8.
Ошибка выше.
Make her come all wider with the draw. But then again, you leave a lot of room, so you could be thinking to maybe put this
0,7.
nibbling the forefoot on the side. Just make her question if she wants to play the draw or the open hit.
Definitely. I mean, visually, it's not nice for Jenny either way looking at 3. So whether she wants to throw the hit or the draw is up to her. But
I think I'd be tempted to just put this one on the side of the forefoot. This way, there's only really one option, and then it is to draw the forefoot. And in mixed doubles, you play so many draws.
yeah.
I'd rather maybe see her hit, but definitely putting some pressure on Perry to make the draw here.
Willst du auf Sally legen?
Yeah, I don't mind that call.
Kommt nicht drauf an. Kommt nicht drauf an.
Ja, ich finde, ich habe jetzt gerade gespielt vorher, oder?
Was?
Ich habe gerade vorher gespielt.
Also,
Везет.
Ну да, что идет?
These are the ones where you're standing back there, crossing your fingers and toes, hoping that you
Stay в конце дома.
maybe get a miss to steal some points here.
14,5.
Obviously, the draw to the 8-foot's fairly routine for these players.
ist gut.
7th end, last stone. Jenny Perry facing 3 Russian counters.
Wo sind wir?
Oh, Länge.
Wo sind wir?
Nichts ist lang, Jenny.
Uh-oh,
Kann nicht
calling this
bremsen.
one heavy here. Martin Rios just walking
Und runter.
alongside it.
Achtung!
Nein!
It looks okay, I think. It's gonna
Well, does it get a rub? A slight one. Slides to the back. Krushelnitsky sweeps it. Far enough, I think, for a steal of 1. We'll have a second look.
I
Что
think
там,
it's...
Настя?
might have a measure on our hands,
One yellow.
but I think it's just 1.
And they will call 1 yellow, so a steal of 1 for Russia. Oh, that was a bit scary. Just got that slight feather of a rub on the top one. Maybe just saved them there, Switzerland. But with a steal of 1, that's going to tie the game up at 5 each before we head into the 8th end. So this game panning out very much as we were hoping. Stay tuned.
Ну, камни ты что? Куда он ставит?
Players just waiting for the umpire to put these stones up. It's a center guard, and then the stone back 4. Now that both teams have used their power plays, it's tied at 5. Switzerland will have hammer in this 8th end.
Okay.
And again, and just putting the wrong color in the wrong spot. But Martin Rios will try and fix it.
Do it. That's no problem. Nice.
Это не играет.
Thank you.
Martin Rios is asking the Russians if they're happy with the setup. But they weren't really paying attention, but I'd say it looks pretty good from here. Perfectly online.
Вес. О, ждем.
Krushelnitsky.
Ждем до самого конца.
This is the situation where this first stone is very
Линия пошла.
important.
Вес,
Set up a
внимательно
steal.
очень. О, да. Да. Давай, давай, давай.
24 years old, Alexander.
Oh.
Picked up that gold in the mixed doubles last year, but also skipped the Russian team to a gold medal in the World Mixed Curling Championship with the 2 girls and two guys. And that was in Kazan in Russia. Clearly enjoys playing curling with girls and
Yeah,
winning
likes
both
the
the mixed World Championships.
Zie richtig, niet wechselen.
And it is a bit of a different dynamic.
Definitely.
There's no hiding the fact that men and women are slightly different.
Yeah. Yeah, it takes a while to get the communication down, that's for sure.
Wieso wechselst du immer?
Ну, надо.
And there's some couples out there playing, which is always interesting.
Какой хочешь.
Wonder what they talk about at dinner.
Probably curling.
Yeah.
So that first draw from Alexander Krushelnitsky
16.
in a really nice spot. And then
Пятый пока.
Jenny Perry follows up with
Шестой.
taking the guard, not too bad.
Шестой.
Opens up the center line.
Ну, а что я могу сделать?
Brizgalova
Прощение.
wanting to replace the center guard, as we'll take a look at some of the other scores in the ATB center today, Kaylin.
Yeah, we've had a couple games end early with Sweden with a dominating win over Poland, 13-2. New Zealand over Romania, 13-4 is over as well. We have Hungary and Latvia. I think Latvia, yeah, they beat Hungary 6-5, and we have Australia winning over Israel 8-3.
Yeah, that game's still ongoing, but I think it will be tough for Israel to pick up 5 in the 8th end. That guard from Brizgalova over curling here. which means Rios can now start peeling away. I'm just going to smash this shot stone out. Peels it clean.
Фриз пока.
Leaving
Надо, чтобы
Russia
они разбивали.
some
Потом
rocks
уже
to
в
work
чистый
with at least.
I'd say the freeze on the back red could be pretty tough here, though. I'm not sure
Yeah.
if there's enough room.
I would almost say you're just playing the straight come around.
Yeah,
Реально вообще там фриз
standing
бьется.
around the hills.
You always have to think
Точно?
too
Всем
that
городом посмотри, там
Jenny
расстояние
did just
завалится.
miss that last draw, so if you can force her to play a draw again in this set, you never know.
Добавляй. 95, отличный вес.
О, пока.
Фриз. Фриз.
О,
Больше.
валить.
Чуть больше. Больше веса.
Валить.
Больше веса.
Валить.
Да ё-моё.
Оу,
Вес фриз.
Вау! Свит! Свит! Да-да-да-да-да-да-да-да-да-да!
Over curling, like you may have suggested a few seconds ago.
Куда валить-то хотела еще?
Did have a little bit of room on the guard, though, so it was close to makeable, but pretty tough.
Beide nehmen oder nur
Я
einen?
понимаю, только посмотри.
So even if you're half frozen there, you know Martin Rios is just gonna smash it on the nose.
Yeah, I'm awfully surprised actually that they didn't just play the straight come around.
But now
Чё потом
Rios
нам
looking to peel the guards, I think.
Yeah,
Just maybe even just the top one here.
smart
What,
play. Those are the dangerous stones right now with everything else in the back
Rot ist
4
nur im Weg.
Could be should be tricky enough for the Swiss here if Russia puts up another guard and the Swiss keeps on peeling them. I'll probably see Russia coming into the house at some point.
Если привезет все.
Yeah, just kind of half bearing around that other guard you see there on the left,
26, начало
forcing
26, начало
Jenny
дома
to just
нельзя.
draw the side of the button.
Maybe even just put it top 4, top 8, leave her a double.
Yeah,
Свой, да, закрываем между.
По центральной линии. Чуть добавь. 30.
First to guard.
24. Четвертый гард. Линия.
Over curled
Вали, вали, да-да-да.
on the last one.
he's sweeping this one to make it curl, I think.
Yeah,
So the line is better.
pretty good there. And
Does the trick.
Теперь там повезет, конечно.
see if he goes for the peel on the guard again. I don't think so. I think you just realize that if you peel the guard and Russia comes in
Ну, 30 тоже.
top 4, Jenny Perry's left a tricky double, so Martin Rios is going to come in here himself.
Was immer richtig ist gut.
Put this in the right spot, makes it really hard for Russia.
Yeah, this is
auf dem Rad.
aggressive call, definitely.
Curlen
You'd
noch
see
nicht.
lots of teams maybe just
Noch
peel
nicht
the
vorbei.
guard.
Nein, jetzt ist er vorbei.
Oh, not shy for weight here.
Ja.
Going to come down onto their own red. Will lie shot, but definitely possible for Russia here to get to the pin.
Yeah, they have a good opportunity here to steal.
You would love to just freeze it, but like we mentioned, the port's just too snug for that. So you might have to just play a little tap and roll.
Ты надо сейчас два лучше сделать.
Главное, чтобы не перевалил ничего.
You could just maybe
С 8 ты точно делаешь?
Да, да,
Точно с 8.
tap and roll,
Саш.
fully buried.
Он, видишь, шел в гард, и потом...
Вижу, вес какой, 90?
Я думаю, что да.
And that's going to leave a
Бэк.
Ну, я
tricky
их
little
больше
draw
делаю.
for Jenny Perry.
Чуть меньше линии надо.
90?
Quite the turnaround here, the last half of this game.
Да, 90.
Yeah, well, Russia's been pretty solid, just sort of on the wrong side of the inch for the first half of the game.
Вали.
Now
Вес.
just making more shots.
Вес.
This is looking like it's coming in here nicely.
Поднять. Нормальный свип. Свип. А ё-моё, свип.
Oh, starting to over curl.
Overcurling.
Да, да,
Is it going to get there in the end? Needs to get shot stone here. I think just.
Just shot, so.
And that's not a terrible result.
No. She does have the button, but it's not easy.
Лучше было бы, если бы я в гарду сейчас ткнулся просто.
I think
Думаю, что нет.
Jenny Perry could just move the yellow half a foot. It'd be good enough, but it is fully buried.
I think what she's going to try here is just straight draw.
Well, there's not a lot of room though, Kaylin.
No.
Een weniger als meer.
Just have to give yourself enough ice, I think.
Goed.
I'm not even sure if the straight draw to the pin is there because of the wide corner guard. Just get through the port here. Just manage the line well enough. Come onto the yellow, tap it up.
Yeah, this is one where you need the perfect line, perfect weight combination.
Last one of the eighth end here for the game. Jenny Perry, Martin Rios on the sweep. Coming down onto the yellow rock here. And we'll move it up. Perfect shot, Jenny Perry. And Switzerland will pick up the win against the reigning world champions of Russia. Really solid game, and I wouldn't be surprised if we see both these teams in the playoffs at the end of the week. Came right down to the wire, as expected. And the final scoreline will be 7-5 for the Swiss. Stick around for highlights and a few words with the winning side. Just going to run you through the scores again in this evening's session here in the ATB Centre. Sweden with a dominant win over Poland. New Zealand, the same big win over Romania. Latvia just was able to edge out Hungary with a score of 1 in the eighth end to win 6-5. And then we also saw Australia with a pretty dominant game over Israel. Of course, ours coming down to the very last shot for Jenny Perry. We have more curling action tomorrow on the World Curling TV broadcast. We'll see Canada play the Czech Republic and also Korea, China, so 2 good games tomorrow evening. Fifth end between Switzerland and Russia. It's Krushelnitsky with a delicate hit and stick for 2, but over curls a fraction, jams in the back. That red stone hangs about for a shot stone. That's a steal of 1 for Switzerland as they lead it 5-2 after 5. In the sixth end, Russia utilizing their power play. Gets a draw to the 8-foot with some power sweeping, gets it in there for the score of 2. Trailing by 1 after 6. Switzerland choosing to use their power play in the 7th end, only to be forced to draw for their single point, but Jenny Perry comes up a little heavy, gets the slightest touch on the top yellow, enough to settle down in the back 8, giving up only the 1, but tied game after 7. Krushelnitsky puts his last draw into the button for shot stone. Jenny Perry having to come down and tap up the yellow, does so ever so easily. Great shot and a win for the Swiss, 7-5. I believe we have Team Switzerland with Kaylin.
Congratulations, guys. Great game. You've had a great season coming into this event. What have you been focusing on coming into the championship to keep that momentum going?
Well, we just try to play our games, play curling, and the results we can't influence, so we just try to play good curling.
Great. What are you going to take away from tonight's game heading into tomorrow?
Well, we have a free day tomorrow, so sleep long night, but I think we still have to, well, we played a pretty good first 4 ends. I was a little heavy in my draws, but yeah, I think we have to improve second 4. There's some space to improve, especially the power plays, but there's still time to improve.
Great, and that takes me on to my next question. What do you plan to do with all your downtime here in Lethbridge?
I don't know yet. Today I was watching El Clasico, and tomorrow, I don't know, our coach wants to go golfing, so there are 3 golf courses around. Might give it go golfing, probably. I don't know yet.
Great, guys. Well, thanks so much, and good luck this week.
Thank you very much.
Thanks.
A football fan, Martin Rios, El Clasico, of course, the big battle between Real Madrid and Barcelona in Spain. But it's all about the curling here in Lethbridge. Join us again tomorrow for more curling action here. Stay tuned, World Curling TV.
Schöner Start.